Howdy, howdy, welcome back to the Crafty Grinding channel, and today it's time to do another round 1 arena prediction video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we have new arenas. Domino is back as the feature champ, and it's time for Cable to come back as well into the 4-star basic arena. So the first thing I always like to do is categorize these new arenas to past arenas, as that allows me then to find those past arena results, kind of get an idea of what might happen this time. So with Domino, she's been in the game for a while, but still one of those top tier champs. But despite all that, there's when you look at how these champs kind of fare, they still fall into, you know, when they've been in the feature arena before, they fall into that old bucket. So that just means that she has been in the 4-star feature, in the 5-star feature arena, 3-star feature arena, all the feature arenas before. Despite how good she still is in the game, it still doesn't really matter, and you'll see why based on some past results. And then with the 4-star basic arena and Cable, really there's two types that have been kind of falling out of late: low interest and medium interest, and I think Cable will fit squarely into that low interest area. So let's take a look at some past arena results, starting first with that 4-star basic arena. So you can see even with Medusa, she came back around, been in the 4-star basic arena multiple times before. Even though she's still great in the game, especially duped, her number still came in at 1.6. Green Goblin, not as good, I don't think, but still almost right around 1.6, 1.59. Then you have Miles Morales at 1.52. Then you had Iceman here recently, who came in and still had a cutoff of 1.7. So you can see even with great champs like Iceman and Medusa, you still get pretty low numbers right above that last milestone, which is 1.5. So sometimes with these 4-star basic type champs, or I should say these types of 4-star basic type arenas, it's kind of hard to get that last milestone to make sure you get that last tier versus getting the champ. So I think we're going to have one of those delicate balances, because I think it's going to be closer to a Green Goblin and Miles Morales number versus Iceman, or versus Medusa, and especially Iceman. Now coming down to the old 3-star feature, really those are above that last milestone for the 3-star feature arena. So you're looking around 650 to 700,000. With the old 4-star feature arena, now it doesn't really matter if how good of a champ they are, how long they've been in the game. These numbers typically sit right around 6 million, sometimes a little bit low, sometimes a little bit high, but you can see after some of the recent old 4-star feature champs, again, old just means they've been in the 4-star feature arena before, you can see those numbers right around 6 million. And then coming over to the old 5-star feature, this is where you get a little variance. Here of late, there hasn't been a ton, though. Everything's been around that 30 million bucket, and what I typically saw, what we typically saw before for that is that those are still champs that are really highly sought after, highly valued in the game. And I could argue maybe a Nihilus. I was kind of surprised that Nihilus fell in here. Darkhawk, not so much, because he has some decent value in the games, both attack and defense. So not surprised there, but it's interesting that everything's around 30 million. Before, it was kind of like mid-20s for not the best champs, as you can see over for Red Skull, but then good champs, better champs in the game, still ton of value, closer to 30 million. Here of late, it's all been kind of in the 30 million range. I don't know if that's going to change. We'll see when we have the next kind of meme champ or low tier champ coming in, if he or she too get around that 30 million or go back down to the mid-20s. But that's not the case clearly with Domino. She was going to be in the 30 million range anyway, so she might even push up on the higher edges of this, maybe 35 million. But again, and just one quick reminder, with all these past results, these are for the veterans bracket, and if you're new to the game, veterans bracket means that your account is over 61 days. If your account is brand new, with day 1 through day 30, you're in the beginners bracket, and 31 to 60 means you're in the intermediate bracket. And the cutoffs for those arenas are much different than these, except for 5-star feature. The 5-star feature arena is the same for everybody. But when it comes to the 4-star feature and the 4-star basic and the 3-star feature, all of those arenas are in those other earlier brackets, and those numbers are much smaller, and we'll get into those in a minute. But these results you see here are for the veterans bracket, and so based off of these past arena results, here are my thoughts for round 1 cutoffs for the veterans bracket. For 35 million, I think, was what we're going to be seeing for the 5-star feature Domino, which is still pretty decent value for a great champ like Domino. So if you don't have her, I'd recommend go get her if you've got the kind of roster that you can. 6.1 million for the 4-star feature Domino. She's even great. If you don't have a 4-star Domino, this is a good chance to grab one. 4-star basic table, 1.6, and maybe even a little lower. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if you can get that, get all the milestone rewards at 1.5 million and get that shard without getting that shard tier right below that 11% shard tier versus getting the top 10%. It's going to be a balancing act for sure. Then with a 3-star feature, we're looking at 650,000. These are my predictions. This is where I think the cutoffs are going to land within 5 to 10%. So I always like to give a grind target just in case I'm off a bit. So go to 38 million, maybe even 39 if you don't want to miss out on Domino. 6.5, 6.6 will be fine for the 4-star feature Domino. 1.8 should be plenty for Cable, and 700,000 for the 3-star feature Domino. And again, the grind targets and predictions are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, there's not just a ton. There isn't really a place across the community that regularly gathers self-reported arena scores, just because Kabam never releases it, and the only way to get them is by folks in the community like yourself reporting those. And fortunately, there's a number of folks that do share with me the results, whether either on my Twitter account or in the comment section of my videos. So because of that and my own recent experience with an alt account, here are the latest kind of rough ballpark numbers that I'm seeing for the cutoffs for these other arenas. Starting first with the beginners bracket, 3-star feature around 225, 4-star basic around 850,000, 4-star feature 1.4 million. And I just want to say for both the beginner and intermediate numbers you're seeing here, these are just a rough ballpark figures, just because there's not a ton of data that I'm getting that you can find anywhere around these. So these are just to give you an idea what to expect if you want to cut it close. I mean, at the end of the day, as I always say with these, if you push to the milestones through all of these, like I think it's 1.5 for the 4-star basic, you're going to guarantee get that 4-star basic champ. And if you push to over 4.5 for the 4-star features, you're going to get that champ too. Plus, you'll get additional milestone rewards. So keep that in mind. But coming down to the intermediate bracket, again, that's for accounts that's been open 31 to 60 days. 3-star feature, you're looking at 550,000. 4-star basic, 1 million, around 1 million, and 4-star feature, 1.2 million. Sometimes I always get asked, that seems a little different, but anyway, sometimes I do get asked that 4-star feature, why is it higher in the beginner's bracket than intermediate? Just because, keep in mind, for the 4-star feature, only 50 of the feature champs are rewarded, whereas in the 4-star feature in the intermediate bracket, 200. And I know rosters are, well, the argument's always been rosters have been so much better. By the time you're in the intermediate bracket, more people can push that number higher. Well, these days they've kind of made it easier for new accounts, because like I said, I've had a few of my newer alt accounts just to test how it is these days. And getting 4-stars isn't as difficult building up that roster to really grind that beginner's bracket as possible now. So that's why I think we've seen now for the going forward, we'll see that 4-star feature beginner bracket number being higher, given the lack of the fewer number of feature champs rewarded. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 of the new Domino and Cable arenas. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions as well, either hit me out on Twitter on the Crafty Grinding Twitter account, or just leave a comment or a question here in the video section, and I will try to get those sooner than later. Usually I'm a little bit better with Twitter just because it's a little bit easier to get in and out of that. But anyway, so if you have any questions again or any thoughts on this, just throw it on either location. And other than that, hopefully you like this. If so, I'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.